Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're starting the last video of this three-part series of helping you with the CBA review for the 9 weeks test. Starting with problem number 21. As always, if you have any questions, please bring them to class so we can discuss them and help you answer any questions that you have. 21 says, identify the sample space and the outcome shown for spinning the game spinner. Well, how many outcomes are there? There's W, there's X, there's Y, and there's Z. We can cross off answer choice C and D because they don't have all the outcomes or they have too many outcomes, which leaves us with answer choice A or B. Now the arrow is pointing at answer choice X, so we need B as our answer. Number 22. It says the front of Jane's house is similar in shape to the front of Spot's doghouse. The base of the doghouse is 5 feet and the height is 6 feet. If the height of Jane's house is 30 feet, what is the length of its base? If necessary, round your answer to the nearest tenth. Well, it's not going to be necessary. So I'm going to do small and big. And I'm going to do base and side. They are proportional because they are similar. The small base is 5. The big base is X. The small side is 6. The big side is 30. Once again, because they're proportional, we can find a relationship. That's times 5. So 5 times 5 would equal 25 feet. Number 23. In a photograph, the height of the table is 3.8 centimeters. If the scale factor is 1/25, what is the actual height? Well, scale factor means we're doing another proportion. Model over actual. 1 in the model is 25 in real life. Remember, we talked about model cars when we were doing the scale factor lesson. Now it says if in a photograph the height of the table is 3.8 centimeters. So that's our model, 3.8. Here's my X. Now I'm going to do some estimating. 3.8 is close to 4. Well, 25 times 4 is 100. So my answer needs to be close to 100. Taking a look at your answer choices, you will clearly see that B is the best answer, which is 95 centimeters. 24. It says Harriet paid $349.65 for 7 fruit trees. If each of the trees costs the same, what is the cost for one tree? Well, we need to do 349.65 divided by 7. And we need to see it all the way out to the end because there's 2 answer choices, B and D, that are very similar. 7 goes into 3 0 times. 7 goes into 34 4 times, which is 28. 6 left over. 7 goes into 69 9 times, which is 63. 6 left over. Bring down the 6. 7 goes into 66 9 times. Don't forget to move that decimal up, which again is 63. 3 left over. Bring down the 5. And 7 goes into 35 5 times. Nothing left over. So there's our answer. Number 25. Louisa sells stuffed animals. She sells a stuffed elephant for $34.90, and the sales tax is 9% of the sales price. About how much is the sales tax on an elephant? Well, lucky for us, it says about how much. So instead of finding the sales tax, 9% out of 100, of $34.90, I'm going to find the sales tax of $35. Makes it quite a bit easier. $35 times 9. 5 times 9 is 45. 9 times 3 is 27. Plus 4 is 31. So 315 equals 100x by cross multiplying. Divide by 100. Divide by 100. Dividing by 100. Remember, we use the decimal method to change it over to be 3.15. So the sales tax would be about $3.15. Now, if that answer choice wasn't there, we would look for an answer choice that's just a little bit lower. So 3.13, 3.14 would be acceptable answer choices also. All right, this next problem involves quite a bit of work. Carmelo puts $2,200 into savings bonds that pay a simple interest rate of 3.4%. How much money will the bonds be worth at the end of 5 years? Well, if you guys remember, we use iParty for this. Interest equals principal times the rate times the time. The principal is 2,200. The rate, written as a decimal, is 0.034, and the time is 5.5. All we need to do is multiply these three numbers together, and that will give us the interest. So I'm going to take 2,200 times 0.034. Remember, I can ignore the decimal until the end. 4 times 0, 4 times 0, 4 times 2, 4 times 2, tic-tac-o. 3 times 0, 3 times 2, or 3 times 0, 3 times 2, 3 times 2, and 0, 0, 8, 4, carry the 1, got 7. Now, how many places are behind the decimal? There's 3 places behind the decimal. So 1, 2, 3 places. Now I have 74.8 times 5.5. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 4 is 24. 5 times 7 will be 37. 5 times 7 is 35 plus 2 is 37. Tic-tac-o. Again, I'm doing the same problem, so I'm going to write down the same numbers. 0, 4, 7 plus 4 is 11. 1 plus 3 plus 7 is 11. 1 plus 3 is 4. Now, how many places are behind the decimal? There's 1 here. There's 1 here. So there's 2 places behind the decimal. There is $411.40. Now, that answer choice is there, but let's look at the question. How much money will the bonds be worth at the end of 5.5 years? Is it asking how much interest they earn? No, it's asking how much total they will be worth. So I need to take that $2,000 or that $411, and I need to add it on to the $2,200 that I have from the beginning. And that's how I get my final answer of $2,611.40. If you have any questions about what I just did there, make sure you come and ask. Number 27. All right, this one also involves 3 proportions. So let's get started. It says, which of the following measurements are the actual length of the sides of the fence? Well, they give us 6 choices. 3 of them are the correct answer. It says every 24 millimeters equals 5 real meters. That's my scale factor. The first one is 96. 24, 5 millimeters in meters. 2484. And the third one, the third side, would be 24, 5, and 60. X, X, X. For the first one, lucky for you guys, I know that 24 times 4 is 96. So 5 times 4 is 20. So 20 is one of my answers. I need to find the other 2 answers. Well, 24 times nothing equals 84. And 5 times nothing equals 24. So now we're stuck with cross multiplying. 84 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. And 5 times 8 is 40 plus 2. So I got 420 equals 24x. Divide by 24. Divide by 24. We got 420. Divide by 24. This goes in there 1 time. Subtract 24. And we have 18 left over. Bring down the 0. 24 goes into 180. 7 times, which is 168. 12 left over, add a decimal and a 0. 24 goes into 120 5 times. There's another one of my answers. The last one, once again, we have to cross multiply. 5 times 6 is 300. So we got 300 equals 24x. Divide by 24, divide by 24. Whew, a lot of work for this one problem, isn't it? So we got 300 divided by 24. 4 goes into 30 one time. 26 left over. 24 goes into 60 2 times, 48. 12 left over, bring down add a decimal and a 0. And 24 goes into 120 5 times. There's my third answer. All right, we're done with problems 27. I've been on this thing for over 10 minutes. So we're going to have to go quick. 28, you are going to need to add 3 3/4 together plus 2 3/4, which comes out to be 5 6/4, which reduces to be 6 2/4, which reduces to be 6 1/2. That's how far the hikers hiked in the morning. Then we do 4 3/4 plus 2 2/4. I changed that from 1/2 to be 2/4, so I can add it. That gives me 6 5/4, which then equals 7 1/4. Okay, the hikers hiked 3/4 mile more in the afternoon than in the morning. Well, this is 6 2/4. This is 7 1/4. So I'm pretty sure that this is 3/4 more than 6 1/2. So answer choice A.